This year's from the Daily. Blake Lively attacks mostly female content creators with Trump-like subpoenas from Sarah Jones. Now, Sarah Jones is a women's rights activist, and in most cases, I'd probably find myself disagreeing with things she has to say. She's probably an Amber Heard fan, probably likes Meghan Markle, and all that kind of thing. But something Blake Lively did looks like triggered her a little bit. Let's see what we got. This is a story about a celebrity feud that could set precedents that would harm all Americans. Like most celebrities, at one point or another, Blake Lively didn't like how the internet was talking about her in the summer of 2024. But unlike most celebrities, she decided the best course of action was to intimidate the internet into silence with a slew of subpoenas to social media companies, TikTok, YouTube, Google, and X, formerly Twitter, demanding banking information, location data, metadata, emails, backup emails, phone information, users' phone and social network contacts, IP addresses, SIM card information, and more. That sounds like a lot, man. All right, so I think her theory was if Justin had been paying these people to talk bad about her, she would find that he would have shared bank account information to pay them or something like that. I mean, that's the only reason she would ask for those personal things, because that's the proof she would need to prove her silly story. They give an example of the actual subpoena, the actual court document, but it basically says what we went through. They list the stuff that Blake wants to find out from the people. The internet didn't like how Blake Lively promoted a movie she starred in, which was based on a book that went viral on Book Talk titled It Ends With Us. The movie and book are about DV, but Lively chose to use the promotion to push her alcohol brand and hair care products while being sarcastic and snarky when asked about the audience who has experienced DV and might want to share their thoughts with her. Fans were very unhappy. Right. So the person's mad because she's saying Blake could have used this as a chance to actually help fight DV, but instead, Blake used it to promote her silly products, which I'm not surprised about. It's not like Blake really would care about something like DV. So it looks like these YouTubers and TikTokers actually dug up some dirt on Blake Lively. I thought it was all about the Justin Baldoni case, but apparently there's more. They said she was frequently seen with that guy, you know who, let's just say one of the main men they talk about when it comes to not safe for work stuff, not being nice to the ladies, initials HW. They also said, in so many words, she was found out not to be Cherokee Indian, which she claimed to be, or part Cherokee. It seems like a lot of these celebrities and Democratic politicians sometimes claim to be part Indian, I guess for sympathy, when it seems like they're just like normal. I don't know exactly how to put it, but they just don't look like people who would be connected to Indians. That's all I'm saying. Or I should say American Indians, rather, or whatever the term is these days. It's always changing. Something I used to use like 5 years ago is now offensive or whatnot. All right, I digress. I think you get the point. Unlikable victims. All right, so here she goes into the fact that if you don't like the victim, you should stick up for them if they're credible. She wasn't going to talk about someone like Amber that's unlikable, and that's why you think they're a victim. She's saying that even if you don't like them, you should stick up for them. But obviously, in the case of Blake Lively, even though she doesn't like Blake Lively, she's kind of breaking her own code and saying, I'm not going to stick up for her because I really don't believe her. She goes on to remind us Blake was branded a toxic diva, and yeah, okay, I'll agree there. And here's what she mentions what I was talking about. However, Lively's much vaunted smear accusations are also taking a hit as her lawyer suggested in a court filing that they subpoenaed the smaller, most female content creators because they were on the list that apparently was working at the behest of Baldoni's PR firm. Like I said, that's what she was looking to prove, if they were working with Justin Baldoni or not. And I could tell you right now, man, not for 100% certainty because there's no 100%, but I would bet a large sum of money that Baldoni has nothing to do with any of these creators. I mean, he wouldn't even have to. There are naturally going to be people just digging up stuff on Blake Lively and proving her wrong. That would be stupid of him. Obviously, we've been here 100 times with the Johnny thing, where Johnny was accused of paying YouTubers and things like that to smear Amber, but he wouldn't even have to because it happened naturally. As far as them being mostly female content creators, it's probably just the way it worked out. There's probably a high level of women interested in this kind of celebrity case in the first place. Even though I don't like Blake Lively, I don't really think she's got anything specifically against women. She just doesn't like anybody saying stuff about her she doesn't like. Anyway, I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.